Okay, we are live. We just lost Jeremy as soon as we joined. Oh, okay. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, are we live? Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties there.
We are live.
All right. Well, welcome to the Autonomous Developer Sync for November 3rd, 2025. This is the weekend following the time change in the US. So the calendar or the meeting time for this is set on US time. So caused, I think, some confusion with some timing confusion for some. So I apologize for that. We won't have any more problems regarding timing again until the spring when we once again put ourselves through the torture of changing clocks. So that's a whole nother discussion that's probably not for this call. With that, Jim, you want to jump in and community updates?
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. So also, I'll let you sort out the slide, which has also disappeared. I'm afraid you're going to need to re-add it in. So we've got our agenda up. Yeah, and apologies, guys. I know that we were 10 minutes late starting. There was also another call as well just before this one. So yeah, apologies for the slightly late start as well. There we go. We've got our agenda. Okay, so on the community side, yeah, farming is steady on mainnet and Kronos. No big hot topics, certainly not that I'm seeing in the farming channels. Please let me know if you know something different, of course. Crossing the narrow sea results. Yeah, so I know that a couple of community members have been helping out and double checking and making sure that they're seeing the same things as we are. There is a forum post up on how you can quickly sync a Taurus node from a backup if you would like to validate them, but stand by because we should be getting the results post out this week. So keep an eye out for that going out. It'll be in the announcements channels. Okay, also since last time we spoke, we did deploy the Dawn of Autonomy NFTs. They look absolutely cracking, and the cool thing about these particular NFTs, of course, is that the storage of the image that the NFT references is on auto drive. So permanent NFTs are they're, you know, this is a kind of a demo, a showcase, if you like. We are still planning to cover the Eternal Mint application in greater depth on the developer office hours at some point. Again, keep an eye out on the announcement channels for that. It's a great way to understand how you can use both sides of our network, so the storage for the NFT payload, and of course auto EVM for your NFT contracts, so ERC 721, or as with Eternal Mint Pro, ERC 1155. I will put a link to those NFTs down below if you haven't seen them yet, because they do look pretty cool. Okay, right. Okay, something that did come up actually was that we had a community member asking about Ethereum wallet creation through the Auto SDK. So they were asking about kind of when I create a wallet using an Ethereum wallet, I should say, using the Auto SDK. And then I use the same seed phrase in MetaMask, I get a different address. That is because the default derivation path, so the derivation path is like an extra bit on the end that kind of changes the address generated from a seed phrase. So when you put the same seed phrase in MetaMask, by default, the Polkadot SDK that the Auto SDK leverages uses a different standard to MetaMask. MetaMask and many other wallets use something called BIP44. So Jeremy has actually made a change to the to the Auto SDK. So first of all, it makes it more obvious that it doesn't use that default, that bit 44 standard as default, and it is now possible to provide a parameterized derivation path. So the idea is that, you know, we want you to be aware that leveraging the Auto SDK for wallet creation doesn't behave in that kind of the same way as ethers.js and MetaMask, but we've also given you the ability to very easily make it do so. And again, if you're catching up later, have a look down below, and there'll be a link to the pull request, which I've got waiting in the wings. Sorry, it's been merged, but I've got the link ready. Okay, there also was a big Chronos system ecosystem update post. So if you're a developer and you're not really sure what's available in your toolkit for building on Chronos, and specifically Chronos Auto EVM, there is a big forum post. Again, link will be down below. It has all the details of all the developer tooling available in the ecosystem. So that's what they are and where to find them. So that's explorers. So both our Subscan Consensus Explorer, also our Block Scout Auto EVM Explorer. We also have Safe as our multi-sig solution, an account abstraction. We have faucets, we have Discord faucet, we have the website faucet with multiple ways of signing up. Obviously, we have to have some protection in there to make sure that people aren't emptying our faucet wallet too quickly. But yeah, multiple ways to get tokens. And if you're getting, you know, if you're stuck, just reach out to any member of staff in Discord or Telegram or the forum. There's also a rundown of the wallets that are available to use. Details of our bridge, of course, our Hyperlane bridge, which will take you from Auto EVM. It takes AI3 over to Sepolia, the Ethereum testnet, and the BSC, the Binance Smart Chain testnet as well. We have subgraph support, something that actually Eternal Mint Pro leverages. So we have like a working example. So if understanding how to index your contract events is something you're interested in, we have an example in that repository. Getting to the end now, wrapped AI3, of course, if you need an ERC20 version of AI3. And finally, lots of documentation, which I believe now has all been updated. So if you do find something that still references Taurus or covers mainnet but not Chronos, please do let us know. Again, if you're catching up later, links will be down below. So do check those out. That's it from me for this week. Thank you, Jeremy.
All right. Ved, I know you've been busy on multiple fronts across stuff that's maybe not as visible with infra, but also some other things that are much more visible and impact the community more. So.
Hey everyone. So the first thing is the offline operator detection. We spoke about this a couple of weeks back when we were actually doing some sort of research to how to actually detect offline operators on the domains. We were able to finally finish it up, and we are ready for a testing phase on Chronos. The update should be deployed in the next couple of days, and then we'll start testing it on Chronos, followed by mainnet if everything is working as we expect it to be. We don't expect anything changes, but we are just keeping an open eye back there. In terms of the next thing, we did notice that some farmers had core dumps when running farmers. We were able to make some fixes there. We tested this, and there have been much more improvements on that, and we don't see those issues popping up. We will be making a client release soon with those fixes out, hopefully in the next couple of days as well. Keep a lookout on the releases page and grab the new release if you're affected by the issue. Then last one is the XCM precompile. Jeremy put a lot of effort into getting the precompile in for the EVM side of things. We have actually integrated so that you could actually transfer AI3 from the smart contracts itself, unlike the previous iteration where you would have to go to Polkadot.js or the other UI that we were providing. So this one would be essentially a programmatic XCM transfers. And this would also be updated in the following days, if not immediately. And yeah, that's pretty much what's happening on the protocol side.
All right, thank you, Ved. Just to highlight a couple things out of that, the offline operator detection is going to be a key component for, Jim, we don't have a snappy name yet, but Game of Domain Stage 1, maybe you could think of it as Stake Wars 2.5 or 2.1, some iteration of Stake Wars. In order for us to be able to go fully permissionless operators, we need some way to make sure that if operators go offline, that they can first be detected and then actually be removed from the set, so that it doesn't impact liveness. So a lot of work has been going into that, into the methodology that we're using to kind of detect if they're off. It's a probabilistic methodology that Ved did a lot of work on it, and to kind of figure out the best way to go about. So, all right. Auto drive. So we have the pay with AI3 that we've been testing internally. So currently the way auto drive worked is you had to basically request some credits. You'd get like monthly credits, but it wasn't really this pass-through system of where you could use your AI3 tokens to acquire storage on the network. And obviously that's the way kind of our tokenomics are set up to work. It's not meant to be just granted in perpetuity. So now that doesn't mean we won't grant storage. It just means that there is going to be a path now to people paying for storage with their AI3 tokens. And of course, that creates utility for the token, which is great for all involved. That will be rolling out more generally over the coming weeks. And the way that will roll out is it'll roll out to new users, any existing users that want to kind of convert to that methodology. They'll just have to reach out to us, and we can do that conversion. And then at some point in the future, we'll just convert all of the old monthly accounts to a more pay with AI3 process. And finally, Auto SDK. There's a couple of a big update, or a useful update that was out. I guess I call it big, but as Jim alluded to earlier, there was some confusion around Ethereum wallet derivation via the Auto SDK, which was using the Polkadot.js kind of way of deriving wallets, which didn't align with what you'd expect maybe from a MetaMask, or if you're using Ethers. We've now made that very clear how it's what's being done and how you can align it with your if you're expecting the derivation to work the same as Ethers or MetaMask, how you would go about that. And then also just kind of a shout out to one of the developers in the ecosystem, Simon, who's been working on an XDM interface. I know that there has been a few questions around some of the functions within the SDK. So I've spent the last few days kind of digging into XDM within the SDK, which up until this point hasn't been heavily used. It was kind of, there were some wrapper functions that were created kind of as placeholders until we got to kind of the usage of building out our own XDM interface, at which point we were going, the point that we're at now is to create a better developer interface to XDM. So I'm focused on that, building out an integration testing suite as well that will allow for kind of better testing there. That should be rolled out this week. Hoping I can get it all complete. We'll love feedback on that. Also, these projects are open source, and I think if there's something in there that's just not working kind of the way you expect it, feel free to jump in and maybe make an issue. We could discuss it, and once we've discussed it, you can open a PR and put it into the way that you were expecting, if we've agreed that that's the good way to do that. So, and finally, back to the XDM precompile, we will be creating some kind of wrappers around that precompile smart contract that will make for easy interactions from EVM wallets. So MetaMask, currently, primarily MetaMask, but other EVM wallets. Currently, the way that XDM works is that you need to access it on the substrate level, not on the EVM level. So it's not really compatible with EVM wallets, which when going from auto EVM to consensus can just create a kind of a weird UX, I think, and a bit confusing. So the idea with the precompile is that now it will be compatible with EVM tooling. And so we'll add some helper functions around that to the Auto SDK and get that rolled out in Kronos this week for testing, and then hopefully get it rolled out to mainnet soon. So. All right, I think we have reached through the end of my of our project highlights here. Jim, did you have anything else you wanted to touch on before?
Yeah, just a couple of things. So first of all, yeah, Simon D, thanks for posting your XDM interface in the in Discord. It's looking really cool. And yeah, I'm going to include a link to that as well in the comments down below. If you're catching up or you want to refresh at the end of the call, you'll see a link to that. It is open source. In fact, I'm going to include the repo as well in the notes. But one thing, so first of all, it's great to see developers using our infra, which is something absolutely wonderful to see. And in a similar vein, something that we're going to discuss, I think, internally a little bit, but we've had some great questions in the developer chat in Discord related to how can app developers what's the flow for an app developer to deliver storage or sign their users up for storage. So this is something that we really we're very interested in understanding what your ideal flow is. So I'm actually going to jump into that conversation. It was one of the reasons we were late is I was discussing this with Jeremy, but really rather than just going in with 2 feet and saying this is how it's done, we'd love to understand what does your onboarding look like. So just to kind of add some color there, the idea is that you've got an application and you want your users to be able to do something that uses auto drive storage. What's the way to get them set up? Maybe they want to if they want to sign up via a wallet, for example. At the moment we only offer 1 megabyte to wallet signups. So what is the process there? So we're going to think that through, but we, as usual, or as always, we really want to hear what is your feedback? How would you like it to work? And then as long as there's no kind of attack vectors or problems with us implementing that, we're very keen to take your input on board. So yeah, there's I will be getting back to the Discord chat. I can't see the person who's asking the questions in the audience today. They haven't commented. Maybe they're out there, but if you're catching up later, feel free to ping me if you have an idea how you'd like it to work, and we'll make sure that gets relayed. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right. Is there anything else we need to cover? Is there any questions in the audience?
No, apologies
comments
again.
On us being late. Yeah.
Yeah, I see the. It only takes 10 minutes for the rumors to start. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, apologies.
Yeah. This global time change math is fun to navigate. So apologies. Hopefully next time we'll do better. All right. Well, with that, thank you for those who are attended live. Thank you for those who will watch this later. We welcome feedback. We would love contributions. What am I going to miss here? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Comment. Let us know what you thought of today's topics, and of course, keep building on Autonomous. We'll be here for you.